So, my lovely, just begin relaxing, lying down on your mat, or if you fancy seated, then whatever your body needs in this moment. And just checking in with how you're feeling. How's your day been? How does your body feel? How busy is your mind at this moment in time? And just sort of an overall check-in with yourself before we start our practice, because it's often lovely to just check in again at the end and see how our practice has shifted, whatever we're holding right now. So tune into your breath. And it might be the first time today that you've really taken a few conscious moments of connecting with your breath and body and the movement of your body as you breathe. And it always fascinates me how we breathe so many times a day, yet there are so few times when we are actually really aware of this beautiful unconscious process that goes on in our body, keeps us alive. Same as the heart. Maybe you can tune into how the heartbeat feels. Another wonder that we overlook so often. And when we have these quiet moments of contemplation, we can really connect with actually how wonderful and miraculous we are as human beings. Not just the physicality that is so complex but wonderful, but the level of range of emotions that we hold. And our capacity in life to do good and share, and also the opposite, the capacity of all sorts of elements of humanity. And when we're on our mat on all four corners, we have this space, I suppose, this clarity to consider so much more than we do minute to minute in our day-to-day life. So noticing perhaps what this hour, this practice ahead of you, how you want to be with your headspace. If there is something that you want to explore, whether it be mental, emotional or physical, in this quiet time that you have with your yin. And with your meditation. So with that, if you're lying down, just hug your knees in. Enjoy, as always, a lovely little rock. Massage the lower back, upper back. Maybe take a long sigh. And with that, just rolling up, joining me seated. Allow yourself to get lovely and comfortable. Make sure you're cozy and warm, and if you want to pop blanket around your shoulders while we sit for 5 minutes, you can. I think it actually allows us to become more comfortable and we have a little fabric around us, or we know it might make us feel safe. And just being warm, it's one less thing to think about when we're wanting to be quite still in the mind. So this evening we'll just sit with ourselves, rather than do any kind of focused meditation, simply just following the breath, which is a small focus. But allow the mind to wander, be amused by how often it jumps from one thread of a thought to another, and how it meanders from a starting point to perhaps an end point. But if you can, and you're aware of your thoughts, sort of resting in that space of awareness rather than unconscious thoughts. So without any agenda, we will just sit relaxed, eyes gently closed, and explore what the next 5 minutes of stillness brings us. Every out-breath, just soften your shoulders, relaxing your face. And for the rest of the 5 minutes, I'll just become very quiet and leave you be. So very gently coming back. So this evening on purpose, I didn't prompt you or talk through that. Really just to give another experience of what it feels like to just drift into a meditation, whether your mind really stayed with the present moment or whether you really did go off on different tangents. And everything is correct. It's just how we experience it, especially without somebody kind of prompting and bringing you back. It's interesting to see how your practice rolls out. So we're going to come into mantis, first pose. So a nice stretch through the hips and a length through our back. Just pop that aside and coming forwards, knees apart, feet together, and then just resting down. If you want a cushion under the chest or belly, that's quite nice and restorative. Otherwise, we'll just drop the head down. Nice stretch through the arms. Notice how you feel. This is quite a compression in the legs and knees. Deep breaths and just allowing whatever feels tight and tense to just release. Sometimes it's the inner thighs, perhaps the shoulders and shoulder blades. And maybe there's tightness in the arms around your elbows. Just keep exploring what you're feeling. Keep rotating your awareness around your body. As you relax your shoulders and arms, does your chest sink more to the mat? How does this feel in your body today? Is it a welcome pose, or is there any challenges or discomfort? And we'll take one more deep breath. Gently lifting your head. And nice and slowly coming up, walking your hands back towards you. Notice how it feels in your shoulder blades and upper back. And then finding neutral spine. just check in with whatever you're feeling. Perhaps you're really feeling the tops of your feet and the shins, around the calves are a bit tingly at the moment, where we've been in that compression in our legs. Very stimulating for the stomach meridian. And just gradually really trying to relax your back. If there is initially that tension when you lie down, and just trying to feel safe enough to let go of the muscles that support your spine. And maybe the tingling and sensation in your legs and feet feels slightly different now. And we'll take a lovely long breath in and draw the knees in. And how does it feel to rock? Massage your back. Maybe lift your head if that feels nice. And so we'll come into cat's tail. The name escaped me for a moment. Have a little pillow if you've got one, and bring it up towards the area of your head. And we'll start by lying on the right hand side, as I'm here already. This is a lovely gentle twist, and you can come into it as much or as little as you want to. So just lying on your right side, bring your left knee over. I like to bring it into alignment with my hip. And if you can grab your foot, so left hand, right foot, and then you can just start to roll back. If you haven't got a pillow, you can cradle your head with your right hand. If you have got a pillow, please by all means just use that just to support the head. Let the neck relax its tension and just roll your left shoulder back. If you're holding your foot, maybe just grab your big toe. Be quite gentle with the grasp rather than really tense in the hand. And then relax your buttocks and lower back, because these are probably the areas that are tight. And then just check in with the sides of your waist. And as always with all poses, just explore through your whole body where you might be kind of tense. Even the areas you don't consider important, perhaps your wrists or your arms and shoulders. Relaxing the head and neck. Notice whether the way you tilt or don't tilt your chin, whether there's a little tension in the neck. And just focus on your breath. follow how your breath moves and sort of spirals through your body. Is there a little bit more movement for rolling your left shoulder further back? And does that feel welcome? If you do move, just relax everything again. So just take 2 nice long breaths now and follow the movement through your body as we just come to the end of the pose. And then we can release the foot, roll to our side, and then gently, in your own way, rolling onto your back. Just being careful of your body as you shift into a nice neutral spine. Take your time just to come into alignment and relax. How does your body feel having come out of that twist, just one side? Whether it's actually looking forward to the other side and feeling the balanced effect. And then gently, let's draw the knees in. Take some time just to rock or roll in little circles. Sometimes that feels quite nurturing on the sides of your lower back. And so we're going to come onto our left side now. Again, just bring the pillow so that it's near your head. As we begin on our left side, we bring the right leg over. And grabbing your left foot. Nice stretch through the quad muscle here, and then just positioning that pillow if you've got one handy, so you can really let the head and neck relax. Rolling back towards your right shoulder. Lovely deep breath. As you relax, just explore this twist and where you feel it. Whether you're feeling actually very different this side, whether the sensations are all in different places, from waist to back to thigh or knees. Notice what you're tuning into most. Where does it feel good? Notice the quality of your breath, whether it's quite shallow or whether you can train the breath to the belly and then feel it just merge up into the chest. Loosen the neck if you're tense there as well. How does this pose make you feel? It's great for the solar plexus and digestive system. Really try and let your head relax. Following your breath. And just checking in with whether this pose feels really good for you this evening or whether it's challenging. And if it's challenging, is it physically challenging or is it mentally or emotionally challenging for you? So let's just take a few more breaths. Another breath, just consciously follow it through the body. And then we'll release and come out of the pose. Release your foot. Roll to your side. And then very gently and on purpose, just come onto your back. And if you have any little ailments or niggles in your spine, just being very gentle. Observe Satya, which means truth, and Ahimsa, non-violence, non-harm to your body. And relax. How do you feel now that we've done both sides, and whether there is a little bit of evenness and balance in your body? Perhaps you still feel different things between the sides. Are you relaxed in your shoulders and the back of your neck? How tight do the muscles in your face feel? So we'll hug in and then we're going to come into heart bench. So if you've got a couple of blocks handy, we'll need them. So just starting to position your blocks. We'll have one on the tallest level for the head and then one on its side as we align it along our spine. And then gradually just lowering yourself down until you find that perfect sort of spot where you can rest in this lovely heart bench pose. It always takes me a few goes, so don't worry if you have to fidget a little to find the best place, especially for the block behind the back. And although it feels a bit odd to start with, you do get accustomed to the feeling, and then it's quite a lovely pull on the openness of the front of the body and a kind of a contraction of the muscles through your back. Lovely deep breath. And here you can really experience that feeling of breathing to your belly. Let your chin tuck in so that the neck can relax a lot more. And then if you gently close your eyes and just enjoy whatever the pose gives back to you. Lovely pose. If you do suffer with a little bit of upper back ache between the shoulder blades, this is a very welcome posture. How does your breath feel? Is it nice and gentle? A steady rhythm? And check in with how you feel emotionally in this pose. This is a heart opener and can evoke all sorts of emotions and feelings, perhaps ones we've not thought about, but often can surface in a yin posture like this. And the beauty of this practice, it's safe and nurturing to explore whatever comes up for you through thought, memory, any visions you might receive. All opportunities for growth. Notice how you feel in your lower spine, lumbar. Whether this feels like a nice comfortable position. Rotate your awareness round back to your neck and the tilt of your chin, and whether that is very relaxing. Enjoying following your breath. These moments of just being at one with your body and your mind. Let's just take one last breath in this pose. And gently coming out, lift your head first, and then using your arms to support your body, lift up just enough to move the blocks away. And then we'll come down. Slowly, nice and gradually, support your body. And feel into whatever after effects you've got, what you're feeling. Drop your shoulders from your ears. And just gently following the breath. Let's hug in. Next pose we're going to come into is hammock. So using your yoga straps or whatever you have that you can use to form a nice big loop. So if you get your yoga strap into a nice big loop, and we'll start by just popping it around the right foot. And then lie down first, lift your leg, have a nice bend in it, and then pop it around the back of your head, but not the neck. So very specifically, not the neck, more the base of the skull, that occipital ridge area. And so it just sort of covers the tops of your ears, and you can have your left leg either bent like I have now, or you can lower the leg all the way to the floor. And just this lovely pose gives us the opportunity to stretch through the back of the leg, but also through the neck by altering how we put pressure. So if we push into the foot, we can gently feel a nice stretch through the back of the neck. But then if we relax that and let the head become heavy, you may feel more of a sensation through your hamstring and back of the leg. So whatever feels nice, play with both options. I often find this pose very similar to the end of a massage where someone just sort of tugs gently on the back of your head and lengthens through your neck. Only doing what feels comfortable, never doing anything which could cause harm to your body. And gradually you can explore the idea of straightening your leg a little and whatever you feel through the back of your leg. And just noticing also if your belly, your abdominal muscles in the front of your body is tight. And whether you can just gently breathe and let the abdominal muscles relax. If you do feel this stretch through the back of your leg, notice where you feel it most. Perhaps it's the calf or back of the knee, or sort of more deeply into the hamstring or buttock. And then if you want to, the last part of this pose, I always offer to, you can stay here if you wish, but if you want to just unhook the strap from your head, and we can just sort of play with a little bit of movement. If you grab the strap and you can swing your leg out to the side. And just take the opportunity to feel different sensations with different movement. Pausing if it feels nice. Lifting the leg, straightening the leg, perhaps lowering a little. And it might feel nice if you cross the leg across the body, but just being aware if that aggravates any hips. Just being amused or curious by how much changes when you move your leg, how the sensations really change and shift around the body. And then we'll just gently lower the leg. Have a moment just to feel that rebound effect. We just take a few moments in Shavasana, neutral spine. Comparing how the legs feel. Just noticing how the sensation fades. And often perhaps the signs of chi shifting around your body, the temperature change, the tingling or coldness is felt a little bit more. So when you're ready, let's come into the other side. Just pop that strap around your left foot, the ball of your foot. And then again, behind the head, not the neck. And exploring this side. Left leg. Push into the foot or let the head be heavy. You'll feel it quite differently. Let your shoulders relax. And even if the leg is a little bit tense through the back, see if you can actually try and let the muscles soften rather than become quite active and tense. Remembering to relax your belly as well as you breathe. And just having an awareness of perhaps the back of your leg feels like a very tight elastic band to start with, but over the minutes we stay here, whether you can gradually feel the softening. as you push with your foot, and you feel a very gentle tug through the back of your neck. Noticing how that feels down the neck and to the shoulders. Noticing if there's any movement in straightening your leg a little bit more. So if you want to play with a little bit of movement, just release the strap from the head and explore just moving your leg around. How it feels on the inner part of the leg as you swing it outwards, and on the hip as you perhaps bring the leg across your body. Noticing any differences from one leg to the other, if there's a noticeable difference or if they're pretty even. So let's just lower the leg nice and gently. And you can just leave the strap to the side. Have a moment just to feel whatever you experience. And then in your own time, just choosing now where you want to relax. Just maybe if you want to, bring your knees in and enjoy a nice little rock as you decide if you're going to remain lying down or if you want to come up to a seated position. Choosing what feels right tonight. And if you had a little blanket earlier, just pull it back towards yourself and relax. So as you have a little bit of time now just to relax and feel into your body, just allow the mind to be clear. Maybe I should give you just a little visualization that you can sit with. I'd like you to imagine that you are walking along a wooden pier that juts out into a beautiful big lake, and it's night time. There's a full moon, and so it's clearly lit as you walk along this wooden pier. You're quite safe, And you just decide to sit at the end and dangle your feet over the edge. And maybe you touch the water with your toes, or maybe you don't. The full moon creates a lovely silver line along towards you on the surface of the water. It's very still, but there's a few little ripples and waves in the water. And with a lovely clear night, you can see all the stars. There's no other light pollution. And if you want to, you can just, with your feet dangling over the edge of this pier, you could lie back and gaze up at the stars. Or you can remain seated and just gazing out into whatever you can see, shadows around the edge of this lake, maybe big tall pines. Imagine where you are in the world, where this scenery is. But the essence of this visualization is just peace, quiet, stillness, and a happy feeling of solitude. As you gaze up into the night sky, into the universe, there's a feeling of something much greater than yourself, but that you're also a minute and important part of it. You gently just come back from wherever your mind drifted. Notice how clear your mind feels, whether it's really settled like a settled snow globe, and take a lovely long breath following the inhale and the exhale. And just gently now you can very slowly begin to wiggle fingers and toes and perhaps rock your head. And taking the time to slowly come back into your evening. Bring the knees into the chest. Gently rocking. And then ever so slowly just roll yourself up to seated. And then we can bring our hands to our heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.